introduce you to one of the great artists in Thailand. He's not only be an artist himself, but he also helped to groom younger generations and does many service for social society for all ages. Please welcome Dr. Apichart Pholprasert from Thailand. Dr. Apichart I think he had been involved with art since he was young, and he graduated from in art education in Thailand, Chulalongkorn University, where he is teaching there now at the head of Department of Art, Visual Art, Music and Dance at the School of Education, Chulalongkorn University. Chulalongkorn is the oldest, the first university in Thailand, and it is one of the most popular university in Thailand. And Dr. Apichart had graduated in master degree in visual art from Australia and fine art from the UK. He's not only study in art, but I think his mind, his soul is contained with arts. And he willing to, as I study his work, his work reflect to what he perform his art through creative idea, and he has passed on to the next generation in an interesting way. And today he's going to show you how he used art to promote creativity, to promote local wisdom, to promote, to connect arts with other subjects. And I think you will enjoy his section today. Please welcome Dr. Apichart Pholprasert from Thailand. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Usani, and good morning, everyone. And good afternoon and good evening as well for other participants elsewhere in other parts of the world. I'm very honored to be here and talk about my experience in developing children and maybe older students with artistic talents. As I've been introduced, I realized that the participants here would be in the special education mostly. So my first part of the presentation will talk about the value of art for children development and the understanding of the value of art to the community and people of all ages, and to understand the nature of art and children's art, so that if we know all this, we will be able to develop children better. And then, of course, I will talk about children with special artistic talent and talented art education programs in Thailand, which I have involved, which mostly as a facilitator or director of those programs. As you will see, there will be a lot of photographs that I will show you about the activity. Values of art for children development. We might already know that about the left brain, right brain function, right? Of course, the left brain is about logical and analytical thinking, and the right brain is about imagination, which art belongs to. It's maybe more complicated when you study that in detail, but this the general perception, and I think there is a truth in it. Educational system today mostly emphasizes on academic aspect, which is on the left side of the brain, developing heavily on that left side of the brain, where art is, has got very little attention. But art actually really helps to balance children's development. It's improving the right brain of the children, adding creativity, which is important, and imagination. Again, probably you have heard about the Einstein notion or statement about left brain, right brain. He stated that imagination is more important than knowledge. Probably it's the simple, if you just see that sentence, you might find that, oh, knowledge is not important. Not at all. Einstein really, he just valued the imagination, as the imagination will make you have a dream, and then you will try to find all the knowledge to make your dream come true. That is all about his claim. And since there is no absolute rules, right, in making art. So art becomes an appropriate and very good subject for exercising imagination. And art should be understood as an integral part of children's development. It shouldn't be treated as just, skill, or children learn art just to be an artist in the future, which is not true at all. We have to realize that art is important for children, and that it will help them learn and grow happily with art. And it's not only just about imagination alone. Even the thinking, critical thinking, creativity, collaboration, and communication, art can also help to develop that as well. I make this claim first, and then you will see later the activities I will show you. Okay, there are several studies really that claim or found that art has more function, or it helps to develop children just outside the art itself. I just give one example from Stanford University and Carnegie Foundation for the Advancement of Teaching, which was 1998. The study found that young people who participate in the arts are 4 times more likely to be recognized for academic achievement, 3 times more likely to be elected to class office within their schools, 4 times more likely to participate in a math and science fair, 3 times more likely to win an award for school attendance, and participate in youth groups nearly 4 times as frequently. Read for pleasure, nearly twice as often. Perform community service more than 4 times as often. Well, this view is to prove that art can do more just about skills. Right. So for me, as I said, I would like teachers to view art as important as food, that you have to eat every day. So I see art as a vitamin, right? Art is vitamin C, which is creativity and critical thinking. And vitamin E, could be many vitamins really. Vitamin E for emotional intelligence. So children need art. And apart from developing children, art also has value for community and people of all ages. Well, when it is valuable for community, children are in the community as well. So if we make the community better, children will learn better as well, right? It brings enjoyment and happiness and creative space for rural children in this picture. It's actually my home, my house. I made I'm come from countryside of Thailand, even though I'm in Bangkok now, at Chulalongkorn University, but my hometown is in northeast of Thailand, where I have my own studio. So I usually run the projects for community there as well. Even I have less time nowadays to do that. But you can see that art make children more really happy. You know, after the school, they can come to learn or to just painting with me. And this is an artist in residence program. I welcome my artist friend from all over the world to do artist in residency. So if you can imagine that, you know, in rural area there are, you know, foreign artists come, is something exciting for them, you know, because the farmers, they do farming, you know, just repeating the routine of the day. So if this kind of thing happen, is really stimulating the enjoyment or creativity or even the economy of the village. This is Caroline. She is a costume designer, so she came for inspiration in my village and cooperate with the weaver, silk weaver in the village, and create silk. And then we have an exhibition in Bangkok, and she also took that to exhibit in America as well. I did a painting and she did that, the silk. And this is also my other project in my village. I make a sculpture of the Buddha image, and this help spiritual sustenance. It's bringing community together, so everyone just, you know, come to join the event. So it's really make you know, a valuable event for the village, you know, for a very long time to have this kind of event, you know. Just togetherness is very important, and usually when they do this kind of thing, they always do good things, you know. So it's about it's a good start for like moral, for people to absorb the morality in the village as well, and the temple become a variable, a meaningful center for people in the village to come to do good activities together. Yeah, I continue doing Buddha image this is for my faculty at Chulalongkorn University. And I also run a community, quite a few community art project, and this one is mural painting. And this place, if anyone has been to Bangkok, is the wall of the train station, the central station, you know, is the home of the homeless. Is quite dull and messy, but art, since we have this project, it's become brighter and more colorful. And, you know, as an artist, when I was invited to paint this, you know, it was 250 meters. It was very long wall. You know, as an artist, when I finish it, I'm happy to finish my painting, you know. It's a huge relief to finish that. But after that, valuable feedback came back to me years after years. This has been done almost 6 or 7 years. And when I came back to that community, they're still talking about how it has transformed their living, really. They said instead of waking up and find, you know, messy, dirty wall, and they see beautiful painting, or they see beautiful painting here like this. So it really makes them feel better. And just last Saturday, I went for a meeting with them. They're still talking about it, you know, every time I visited them. And, you know, after that war finished, other activities keep emerging and emerging, like twice a year, like they would do like street festival, and then invited me to go deeper inside the community. Actually, around that area, there will be all of, you know, every corner of the community, there will be mural painting by myself and my student. These are the pictures of images that I took my student. They could be quite tired, quite tiring, you know, doing this project, but just one day or just a few days you feel tired. But people in the community feel happiness for a very long time. So it's really worth it that what I try to tell them or let them learn about that giving. Right, as you can see, art is everywhere. And it's not just for that community. We also go to the shopping center as well, you know. We give equal opportunity, not just for the poor, but for wealthy people as well. We give them the chance to enjoy art as well. So we hope, you know, the family will take away, you know, the love of art and love of creativity, and hope that it will help to develop their, help to improve their development, their brain to be balanced between logical thinking and critical thinking and imagination. And these are the children who involved in the program. And it's not just like that, you know, we enlarge their feeling and their experience. So they got to paint, you know, enlarge their painting on the wall. So they were very proud of their work, and they have big smile. And this is other project for community again. But instead of going to the community, we invite children from many communities in Bangkok to do it in one place. See, they have quite interesting work, and you know, the students, university students who come to be my assistant, they can practice their community art as well. And you know, and as I said, it's not just about making art. You know, the children from the community can be very shy, but with this project, they have to present their work, so they speak up, and you know, it's improve their confidence as well. And not just children or community, and this one for all older, for senior citizens. In Thai, it's called Yang Wai. Yang Wai mean like you still can do it. You have enough energy to do it. That means they are already old, but you know, they can do it. Right, for this one is art for the elderly. And again, they don't just come by themselves. They have family with them as well, including children. So art really help, you know, the family to get together, and then they will, you know, encourage their children to involve with art. And this one, creative Thai art activity for urban community well-being. Just another project. This is just last week actually. It's my research of putting Thai art into the community and to develop their well-being. It's not finished yet, it's in progress research. I have brought some set of this activity to give for some friends here as well. Okay. Now I hope you kind of get the picture how art can be valuable for children and people. And now I would like to talk about art, to get an idea, to give you an idea how art is like, and I hope that this will make you, teacher, or the parents to feel more confident to do art with their kids, or understand how to develop their kids more later. Okay, I make it simple into 4 main types of art. It could be more than that, depends how you divide it. But let's say the first is realistic, painting likeliness. The second is expressionism, and then formalism and instrumentalism. Let's just see the same example, right? Realism, everybody knows this one, and we tend to understand or tend to see art or artistic talent this way, right? So if you see art this way, if you understand that art has to be like this, is it easy to do? Not at all, The second category is formalism, is abstract art. Difficult to understand, but easy to do. But as equally valuable as this, this work costs millions. It's not cheap. So it's also good art, you see. Formalist art. These examples are artworks by famous artists, world famous artists. Also this one, right? It's more friendly. Even though you feel, oh, I don't understand. But actually this kind of art is not to be understood. Well, I'm an art professor. Would I understand this? Would I have to understand what it is? Not really. What would you understand about this kind of work, It's just patches of colors. You just enjoy the colors, enjoy the composition. That's what it is about, So if you say, I don't understand this, that you're already right. You are at the right place, right? So this art doesn't need to be understood. Formalists just enjoy it, just express it. And then expressionism, emphasize on expressing yourself, not the likeliness, not the skillful, realistic type of painting, but just expressing yourself. And this one, this course. Am I okay? Okay, right. Okay, this is also a work by very famous artist Jackson Pollock, right? This work costs about 500 millions US dollars. This one, see? So if your children, your students can paint like this, they are like Jackson Pollock, you see? So from here, you kind of, have many type of art that you can do. If you are very skillful, you can do like this. Or if you can be good at arranging things, you can do like this. Or if you like to be very expressive, you can work like this or like this. Or another category, instrumentalism. You can do any style of art that to communicate your idea. So here are 5 types of art, and then 4 types of art, and this I just want to show you that contemporary art even has diverse approaches, right? You can work with stones, putting stone together. You can grow trees, right? This is called Arch Dome by David Nash in North Wales. He's very famous. And that one, the bad one, is by Tracy Emin, very famous British artist, you know, and put shark in the tank, you know, arrange fruit and putting foul object, you know, dry trees with foul materials. So contemporary art can be quite open for creation, right? Now, let's try to understand children art. Thanks to Victor Lowenfeld, he studied art in and categorized the development of children art in, you know, each age range, like 2 to 4 years old. If you can do like this, is standard, right? 2 to 4, 4 to 6, and then 7 to 9, 9 to 12, 12 to 14, 14 to 17, right? That means, you know, if we teach primary school, if they draw like this, they, you know, this is their standard skill, you know, so you don't need to worry that they need to do very realistically, you know. Even though it's since 1947, it is still useful. You can use this to identify children with artistic talent as well, you know, whether they are above average, this is like standard, but some of them are above the standard. So that you can, you know how to give them the right treatment or the right lesson for them, appropriate to their skill and their taste, right? So this is useful. And this is called U-curve theory by Harvard Project Zero. This is to indicate that when people are very young, they are very confident, but as they grown up, their confidence getting less and less and less. Unless they have the right understanding, the right lesson, then they can, you know. So when you are 5 years old, and when you get older, your confidence just getting down and down. And by the time you children are like 9 or 10, they just, you know, until you die, you just draw like 9 or 10 years old, right? But if they get the right lesson, the understanding of their talent, we can develop them to be a professional artist, right? So most people would draw like about like 9 years old student, 9 or 10. So, yeah. Okay. There is a statement by Maya Angelou. We are all creative, she said, but by the time we are 3 or 4 years old, someone has knocked the creativity out of us. And by the time creative people are 10 or 12, they want to be like everyone else, right? So that is not very good to be knocked, to knock the creativity out of children. So we really need to understand children and understand art in order to improve them to the highest potential. Pablo Picasso, one of the greatest artists in the 20th century, has said, in every child, there is an artist within. The difficulty is knowing how to hold on to this artist as the child grows up, right? So he also recognized how important to keep creativity in children, And he also value children art very highly. He said, when I was young, I could draw like Raphael. This is a painting by Raphael. When Pablo Picasso, about 13 or 14 years of age, he said he could draw like this. But to draw like a child, it took him whole life. It takes much longer for him to learn to draw like a child. That means, children have their own expression, and it's valuable expression and valuable skill. So we shouldn't take that from them. We shouldn't, take the confidence out of them. And there is a proof, really. It's not just a claim. This is a painting by Pablo Picasso. Whether you like it or not, it's by the greatest artist, and it's expensive. Let me talk about his wealth as well. And this work, this painting, this drawing by a 3-year-old, but this one is by Juan Miro, another great artist in art history, right? And this one, a work by 9-year-old children, and this one is by Vasily Kandinsky, a father of abstract art, also world famous artist, right? So you see, there are many ways that you can, encourage children, So next time you teach art or see children painting, if they cannot draw very realistically, you have a lot of positive statements to talk about their work, right? And to prove that as well, I have example of award-winning works from international art competition, which are judged by experts for art, artists and art experts in art education. Just give some example. This is my favorite actually, this one. See how free expression and imaginative, Also this one by 8 or 9 years old. Just to give example how different they are, and it looks enjoyable, It's not realistic, but they express themselves. They enjoy themselves in creating, imagining. Okay, I will give you some ideas or some example how to stimulate students' confidence in art learning and make them enjoy to create. This is actually, before I became a university lecturer, I also taught in a primary and secondary school myself as well. And I spent one summer, decorating, painting my art room, make the environment stimulating, make it really ready. And when children come to the art room, they can be quite free. I create a very friendly and flexible atmosphere for them. So they're happy to come to the art room and enjoy painting. They don't need to sit very tight, to work. They can wander around or even jump on the table. Just let them express. Just one subject. I could look like quite a bad teacher for to spoil children like that. But just one subject, just 1 hour a week. So I'm okay to be called a bad disciplined teacher. So you can see in their eyes, like these kids, Before then, if he did like this, I'm sure that he would be told, "Oh, what are you drawing? Are you sure?" or something like that. But with that understanding of art, like Jackson Pollock or abstract type of art, we can say, oh, your work is very expressive, you know, it's very good. Even though he wouldn't quite believe that he is really good, but keep telling him and, you know, give them a chance to exhibit, you know. So what I try to turn, you know, I try to turn around that one school has only one talented student in art. So I turn, anyone can be talented, but in different ways, you know. So just to make the atmosphere encouraging first, and then, okay, later stage you can point out which student that you want to develop skill further. You know, there are different ways, of course, as there are many type of art, right? They may not believe it, but as I have shown you, I sent their work to international art competition and they won awards, and they started to believe me that they are, you know, they can be quite talented, right? At least it gave them confidence, you know, to express, to create, right? And organize activity for them. Children with special artistic talent, of course, there are some of them that are more distinguished than the others in terms of skills. I have to say in terms of skills, right? But some of them are not just skills, but also creativity and everything. Like this, well, I talk about this girl later. Like this student he was 7 years old at the time, and he would like to do like 3-dimensional drawing. So if he felt ready, I gave him the lesson. So that was his drawing, right? Okay, and this about 9 or 10 years old, they came to study with me in my studio, and when they saw me painting with acrylic painting on canvas, they said, can I try? Of course you can try. You know, I gave them canvas and I gave them acrylic paint. And look at their smile, right? And okay, teaching art is not just about, you know, painting in the studio. You need to take them to absorb art and culture or society or environment into their, you know, perception and feeling as well. So taking them to national museum or art galleries is also important, and that's what I did with the children. As I said, some of them, you know, art is not about skills, right? It's kind of about growing confidence and creativity within them. So when they grow up, they don't need to be, you know, artists or art teacher like this girl, the girl in the middle. She won some children art awards, really, like gold prize from international art competition. But in her bachelor degree, she studied science. But for master degree, she studied music. And now she is a PhD student studying music. And this one and this one, they study art with me, and now she associate professor, just like myself, in music. And this one also became a professor in music as well. So if you remember this lady, a few years ago I met her at Chulalongkorn University, and I asked her what was she doing here. She said, I'm a lecturer here. She became a lecturer in language, in English, you see. So she was quite skillful, but she said she only be able to paint from real life. She felt she wasn't that creative, you see. but it gave her some sort of happiness, some confidence. So she chose to study English for her higher education. And this girl, Maggie, her name, I taught her since grade 1. She was really confident in using linear drawing, draw very confident, but with painting or coloring is quite messy. So I gave her Thai drawing lesson, which is very concentrated. You need to be really concentrated in order to draw, and she was happy to do that. And later, 1 year later, she became very calm and can paint very well, can color very well, and she went on to study, to be more concentrated in art in her secondary school, and then went on to, this is her high school work, and went on to study at the university, and just graduated just last month. And this work is from last week, not finished yet, you see. So she really grew into artistic career. And now she is planning her exhibition, professional exhibition. And this work by, well, I just look back to this 13 years old student. He studied major in math and science, but he joined art club after school and painting very intensely in the evening and at night. And later he studied in art education and fine art and became a lecturer at Chulalongkorn University. I will tell you later who he is. This is his work in high school. And this is in bachelor degree. Look familiar now? Pretty handsome. Probably you won't recognize. With this laugh is myself, right? I look back to my younger self. I mean, I like to talk about this work. I mean, looking back to my young self. This is a painting from Thai literature, from a story from Thai literature. And what I did with this painting was, after I got this topic, I went to library. Went to library to find sources from many books and read that stories. You see how art can take you to many areas. Yeah, I feel fascinated what I was doing really. I mean, in terms of the value of art, that it can take me to be, not just at the right side of the brain now, it's, analytical, So I went to the library and find sources and, mix them together to become this painting. Right. Just to show you my later work. In my master degree, become very abstract, you see. I could paint really realistically like Picasso, right? But later I chose to paint just very expressively. And this is my PhD in my PhD work. And these are my current work. Right. Now, after we know all about nature of art, children art, and the values of art for children and communities, and we learn how to identify the talented children in visual art. Now I'm going to show you the talented program, art program. Usually, we have the development program. We usually have like in the evening class, or this one is an art camp. It's very intensive art camp, 12 days, taking taking talented children to be in the camp in that Princess Sirinthorn Art Center. It is a top children art center in Thailand, but in the northeast. So the atmosphere is very peaceful and actually encouraging and stimulating as well. So our camp was 12 days, and this is the structure of the camp. The selection process, we selected from students who won awards in the past 3 years. So 46 students were qualified. And just look at the instructor team. We try to push really hard and give them very top, treatment. Like 3 national artists. The national artist is a title given to very successful artists and made a lot of contribution to the country. Like 3 national artists, 1 art critic. Main instructors are university lecturer, and assistants were master degree fine art students who are now already famous artists. They were my assistant then, but now they are already famous artists. And the activities, we try to challenge them really hard, right? The curriculum for the camp is like, studying in a bachelor degree level for a semester, right? Just take a look at the activity and their work, very experimental, and then we also give them toward the end a couple of days, about 2 or 3 days at the end. We let them create their own personal project, which is like this painting, created for 3 days, about this size, right? So it's quite successful. These students are already graduated for master degree already, most of them. Yeah, and then we have exhibition in Bangkok, inviting the former Prime Minister of Thailand to proceed the opening of the exhibition. And then after we got, actually this one is not by the government, it's not by the Office of Basic Education. It was, I don't remember the name of the organization in English, but it was directed by Dr. Usani, this one, to get the funding. Right, so thank for her that, took part in initiating this talented art program. And 5 years later, the Office of the Basic Education Commission, the Ministry of Education, realized the importance of developing children who are talented in art and music as well. So since then, they have this program, Visual Art Talent Nurturing Camp, right? And we're running in the same manner as the previous camp, but the selection process is more systematic. Like the school or the parents nominate the students by submitting the portfolio, and then we select the portfolio and have painting exam, and then we look at portfolio together with the work from the exam, and then announce the selection. So this is what happened, right? And then we run a camp in the similar manner, give them very challenging topic and activities. How much time I have? About 10 minutes. These are the work that students have created. I will run the pictures for you to see quickly. You see, an exhibition, and we have seminar about the work in the exhibition opening. And there is also a private sector like a bank, SCB Bank. They also create a very stimulating and encouraging art program. Actually, they have done this for almost 17 years now. It used to be just a competition, bringing children from over the country, every region in the country to compete. But later, they add the workshop before the pre-competition workshop, to develop children process of working and thinking as well. So as a bank, their main aim wasn't to, create art, but to improve or develop children critical thinking, creativity, collaboration, and communication. So all the activities, aim to develop these. And I was the one who designed the activity. I wouldn't read into the detail, but I'll show you some example, like this workshop, innovating local wisdom. We would let the students gather together from different schools, so they work together, they develop teamwork, and then help to create a drawing together. Like the first student draw this and send to the second student, to the third, and to the fourth, from different school in one group. And once they create that, the next day they go back to the same school and create a new work with similar idea. So this is the main idea of doing that. And in the process of making that, we use a visual literacy process to help students to analyze artwork. For example, they work individually first. We show them the picture, what do you see, what do you feel, and how can you transform it into something else in your imagination. Work in one person and then work as a group, you see. So they learn even writing skill together. And this example, if you can see the worksheet, work in group, work individually, see. And these are examples of the work. And they get to present their work, practicing their communication. And these are the artwork they have created. They were given just 2 hours to create this, you see. How critical it is to develop their, teamwork and, communication, critical thinking, everything, apart from skill, artistic skill, 2 hours creating this, and also creating presentation, right? And this one is a workshop called Art and Science. We took them to a scientific museum, let them draw, take pictures, take notes, and then bring back to create a painting, right? So, and these slides are the lecture first, like 10 minutes, lecture for them, talking about Einstein, talking how art and science can be together, can inspire each other, and then give them the example of artists and scientists who use art and science, collaboratively. So we show them this and brought them to the museum. And as I told you, study in the museum, and give them the composition lesson, how to create art, how to create a pleasing composition, creative composition, showing them the work by world famous artists. And these are their works. Right. Again, 2 hours. Right. And this one is a program in a school is called Art Learning Program for students who are talented in visual art from at Chulalongkorn University Demonstration Elementary School. The program will select 25 students each year from 250 to join the program, and the program will provide, you know, art classes in the evening and take them to gallery, you know, visiting artist studios and organizing art exhibition. And these are the picture of the activities. You know, we put a professor from the university to teach them, and even that, you know, organizing an exhibition for the children, among the children themselves. And there were very talented students who become really professional now to exhibit and, you know, joy work together. And this is the work that he exhibited, one of the students exhibited. And at the university level, we also have the program that receive, you know, taking those kids who finish the high school to join the program, and we create the very challenging program for them as well, and help them to turn to a very professional artist, right? We have, you know, exchange program with Taiwanese students, you know, just try to create the challenging program, and they have won a lot of awards and nearly turned pro. In conclusion, I want to tell you that art can benefit children in many ways and in many stages of their life. There are various kinds of art available for everyone to enjoy to suit one's taste. The task for a teacher is to identify the type of art each individual student has passion with and provide the child with activities and lessons that will allow them to enjoy and advance his or her creativity. Moreover, the university should also provide the program to let them continue with their talent. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Apichart. And I'm so enjoyed with your lecture, and I hope everyone enjoyed that too. And Dr. Apichart has pointed out in many important issues and idea about how art is important to our life. As you know, that usually in general curriculum around the world, arts, physical ed, music, dance is not so important in the curriculum for children. But as we learn this day, the curriculum is not really develop student into a good citizen if we ignore, you know, art, music, physical ed. And Dr. Apichart have present and simplify art into very easy idea, and he divided art into realistic, formalism, abstract expressionism, instrumentalism, and contemporary art. I'm sorry, contemporary art. And then he showed us how he ignite the idea of art in young children through, you know, the old age, at the school, at the camp, at the village, and so on. Even for the underprivileged people, like, you know, slum area, things like that. And his work and had impact on many group of people in especially in the educational system in Thailand now and in the future, and the technique he has used is by using creativity, and he also developed the psychosocial development to young children by using art. And he also has a project, spontaneous work and long-term work for them. So gradually he can see which one is good, and then how he can promote them, how we can embrace them as our objective this this day. Thank you so much, Dr. Apichart. And is there any questions? Maybe one or two questions. We're running out. Yes, please. Okay.
Hi, Professor Apichart.
Hi.
I'm a music teacher and I'm a doctoral student too. And I'm very impressed in your speech and of course your work too.
Thank you very much.
And I have two questions for you. And in Taiwan, we have musically, artistically, and a dance, gifted and talented class in the school from elementary to senior high school. And the teachers in this kind of class may find it's difficult to balance with the technique and creativity. And some people, some teachers maybe think it's hard to fully express students' creativity or share their thoughts without a certain level of technique. So my first question is, what do you think about this? And in my second question is, you just told in your speech, as mentioned, with good guides in adolescent period, students can grow up into artistic, professional artistic. And is there any suggestion you could provide our teachers to design their instructions which incorporate with both technique and creativity in the adolescent period? Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. I think it's a classic issue. Is it like two in one, isn't it, the question? Right. I think a few keynote speaker has said, like you need to grow love in them, to make them love the subject is by bloom, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, many speakers speak differently, but the whole thing is that make sure that you make them love the subject, you make them love art. So expression is, come first, like my students, many students, right? Make them enjoy, make them love, make them express, and then later, when they enjoy, like they want, I want to draw very realistically, you see. So they will ask for it, ask for the skill, right? So instead of starting with the skill, which is very hard, they will just, oh no, I'm no good at art. But if you encourage them, and the skill can come later, right? And how to encourage them, right? And to make them pursue more professional. If I understand that not every teacher has that skill, but there are always, you can find ways, you can invite artists. I think most artists would be delighted to help, or collaborate with, like the art program, the very last slides. They invited us to teach in the program from fine art, from professional artists, all over the country. So if there is a will, there is always a way of doing that. Yeah, hope that answered your question. Thank you. Cheers. Thank you.
Hello,
Hi.
Professor Apichart. I'm a student.
Could you speak louder?
Okay. And I'm a student studying science in this university. So
Science.
yes, so I'm really interested in or curious about how does art help students develop their critical thinking skills? Thank you.
Oh, critical thinking skill. Critical thinking is about thinking really hard, isn't it? So, I put the what is called visual literacy, trying to understand, the pictures or any object. You have one object, you go to science museums, and then let them talk. Each of them take notes. If you can see that in my worksheet, what do you see? What do you think? And what can you transform that into something else? You see. So you work with your own first, right? And then you talk to your friends, discussing, and then you will come up with some ideas. So I think this process help to develop critical thinking already, communication with your friends, and collaboration and communication to express. Yeah. Is that answer the question? Yeah.
I think we run out of time.
Yep.
And you may give them the email address. And
yeah, sure.
If someone want to ask more questions,
I have Instagram and Facebook just under my name, my full name. If you search for that, you will find me, or email. Yes, you can find that.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'm sorry that it takes about a bit of time.
After your presentation, would you accept me as one of your students? All the students.
Will be my honor. Will be my honor.
He ignites me of, I want to draw, I want to print, I want to do something, I want to do some artwork. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank
you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Usani, and thank you, Dr. Apichart.